One of the most important things about creating something is what are you going to call it? What is going to be the name? And this is something that you really only have one chance to master because it is extremely hard to change your name and also to rebrand, especially if you get extremely popular. I think an easy good example of this just have to be Twitter. This is an extremely good name. It's something that when you hear once, you easily remember it, and also a good example of an extremely bad name is what they decided to change it to X. This just makes absolutely no sense. I have no idea why anyone thought it was a good idea that, yes, this should be the name of our social media, and I don't know why they let Elon go through with the decision. I mean, I'm pretty sure thousands of people are trying to stop him, but he was like, no, me calling it this one letter is going to be way more better than Twitter. And I used to think, yeah, this is the worst name to ever happen. Nothing is going to be able to beat it. But man, was I proven wrong. Because not so long ago, Riot Games somehow found a way to make a name worse than X. And it is something so bad, the second it got announced, everyone was just making fun of it immediately or just really confused. And it's the name of their brand new fighting game, which they decided to call it 2XKO. Now this is extremely shocking because Riot is usually good at naming their games something really well. I mean, we have League of Legends, that's extremely nice, easy to remember. We all know what that is. And then also Valorant, even though the game is absolutely garbage and you should not be playing it at all, and if you are, please stop. Like, people are really trying to get a girlfriend on Valorant because Valorant E-dates are something extremely big for some weird reason, but that's for a different video topic. These are two extremely good names. And the fighting game used to be called Project L, which is just way more better. I'd rather have them officially call it that than 2XKO. What does that even mean? That actually sounds like a horrible Xbox 360 or like mid Xbox One name you'll see all the time. Because something that I easily used to remember is back then around like in 2016, maybe 2017, when you're playing a game like Rainbow Six Siege or just a Call of Duty at the time, you would just match up with these groups of people who would just change their gamer tags into the most cringiest thing of all time because they want to start their own like gaming clan. So they'll all be like, man, we are like the awesome squad. 2XKO sounds like one of those groups, and they'll all be extremely garbage because they're like hard stuck brawn in their game. But thankfully, that's something that kind of just died down. Now people just put Twitch TV in their name, and the split second when you see that, you know you're dealing with someone terrible. Because I don't know why all of them are so bad. I mean, I'm assuming you're streaming on Twitch, you should at least be kind of good, unless if you being garbage is like your brand. Hey, I don't know. But either way, this is just a horrible name, and I feel like whoever came up with this automatically just needs to go into a different department, because man, he is someone extremely dangerous. The fact that they were able to come up with that name and convince everyone else in the studio that, yeah, this is extremely good and this is definitely what we should call this, and a bunch of people agreed with this. They all gave it the green light and went like, yeah, we're gonna call it this and everyone is gonna love it. 2XKO. Never heard something more catchy in my life. Hey, let's go give this guy promotion. Just for them to say the name and then automatically it just backfires. This is hands down the worst name video game of all time. Now, after when this came out, I was thinking about just terrible titles to things, and every time when I think about stuff that is just titled horribly, the first thing that comes to my head easily have to be anime and manga. Because I think it's pretty well known that artists there will just come up with straight up some of the worst names you'll ever see. I'm positive some of these are AI generated. Like the worst name anime that I still remember to this day will be Do You Love Your Mom and Her Multi-Hidden 2 Targeted Attack. Yes, that is something that is actually real, and I'm also positive I may have got the name wrong. But every time when I think about a manga or anime with a terrible title, I just think about trying to tell my friend or like trying to convince him to watch something, and I tell him the name of it and his reactions. Now, not so long ago, I thought it would be fun that I would just scroll and look at some new mangas releasing and just show you some terrible names. Okay, here comes the good one. A story about my evil genius childhood friend who will take my first everything every time I lose a match to her. The split second when I read this title, instead of just automatically being confused, why would you just add this much words into one thing? Even though I think I can come up with a theory why so much manga artists decide to do something like this, that is because it is an extremely oversaturated field, especially now. There's just so much manga coming out that it's just going to be really hard to make yourself unique and make yourself easy to search. So I think their way to fight back against this is to just add as much words as possible and make their titles so confusing that if you search it up on Google, it's literally going to be the only thing that's going to pop up. I know Google is extremely bad now, and you would just search up something and it will just come up with something different, but like, you search up one of these titles, you're gonna find it automatically. So I think that's one reason why. And two, this title just automatically reminds me of like a Mutter V2 video title, because for some weird reason, this VTuber is just obsessed with calling every single thing she uploads on her YouTube channel AI evil genius. Like, if we look at one of her video titles, one that she ended up uploading 4 months ago, why is she just obsessed when calling everything evil genius, and all of her shorts have the word AI and evil genius? Maybe it works for her, maybe every time when she does that, it gives her a lot of views, and hey, I don't blame her. I mean, look at my video titles. Half of them are rather just situation or calling something the worst, because for some weird reason, people just click on it, so maybe she's just doing that, but that doesn't mean I can't make fun of it, because man, it is extremely weird. I just love extremely bad and terrible names, and it always puts a smile on my face when I'm able to find some. And yeah, that's it. This is a video of just some of the most useless yapping you will ever hear in your whole life. Riot Games, this name is horrible. Please change it immediately. Do not call this 2XKO, and I really hope you didn't trademark it yet, because man, please change it to something else. Just call it Project L. Anyway, that's it. My name is Lua. This is just something that I want to talk about. You have a good day or night. See ya.